It was very hot in Budapest at the World Championships, yes? And you haven't raced since then, and that was the 26th of August. So you haven't had any race since then. How are your legs? Are you very fresh? Are you ready to race?
Thank you very much. Today I'm very glad because I'm in Kolkata for the second time. After World Championship, I felt a lot of pain in all my body.
Please, if you could keep your voices down, show some respect. The athletes are talking. Thank you.
Yeah, I felt every pain in all my body, even my legs, they were too painful. But I've competed in Uganda some races, little, not very hard ones. But I think I might try on Tante.
So you're saying because the marathon in Budapest was so hot, it took longer to recover. Your legs were sore.
Yes, I've taken like 2 months without training after World Championship.
2 months?
Yes.
That's a long break.
Yeah, because it was very hot for me.
And you've done small races in Uganda. What distances?
Yeah, 21 kilometers and 10K.
Okay, so you have been racing. Who's been your inspiration? When you were a kid, did you see great runners on the track from Uganda, or have you been more recently inspired by Joshua Cheptegei, Jacob Kiplimo? Who are your heroes?
Yeah, when I was still young, I was into new athletics, but I heard from Kenya, because we are neighbors in Kenya. I heard the Tekla Lerupe. So that one is the one who inspired me. And now after Keep Zero, the time when Keep Zero won, now I got more emotion to be an athlete, but I wasn't not be an athlete before.
At what age did you start running?
I started running in 2014.
Okay, so 9 years ago, you're 25. So when you were 16, you started?
Yeah.
You mean started serious training when you were 16?
Yeah, when I was in 16.
What we hear about a lot of the Kenyan athletes, and it's become a bit of a cliche, is that they, from a very young age, they run to school and back every day. So they're getting a lot of good training when they're 5, 6, 7, when they're tiny kids, they're getting good training. Did you have this when you were a kid? Were you running to school?
No, I was not having anything like you running. I wasn't even like walking just, but not running.
And was the school close by?
Yes.
So you didn't get that help. Okay, well maybe you've got all that freshness in your legs because of that. But we look forward to you racing on Sunday. Thank you very much, personally.
Thank you.
Betty, welcome to Kolkata. You've had a good year, including 2 half marathons. You've had a couple of good half marathons already this year, but only 1 race last year. You raced in March last year. I think, did you get injured the rest of the year? Where were you? What were you doing?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. The 2021, I just ran for the first season, that's on March, and then I go for military training. So I'm now representing Kenya Police.
But hold on, so last year, you didn't race for most of 2022 because of military training?
Yeah.
So you're in the army, or are we talking one of the other services?
No, I'm in Kenya Police.
Kenya Police?
Yeah.
But I thought, so a lot of the Kenyan athletes are in the police, or the customs service, or the fire service, or the... And I thought it was a way of just being sponsored by the government, really. It's almost like secret sponsorship, and you don't have to do much work. But are you saying that when you were in the police, you actually had to give a lot of time?
Yeah, we had gone for training, so we just gone for training for 9 months. That's now I just passed out on this year, January.
You weren't allowed to do any races in that time?
Yeah, I was not allowed.
And where was this? In Nairobi or Eldoret?
Yeah, Nairobi and Bakassi.
But you were a world-class athlete. You were based in Nairobi, the capital city. There's runners all around you. There's tracks locally, and you weren't allowed to race.
No, There are different departments, so my department was not allowing us for the training at that moment until we finished the training. So that's now when they release us for training. So I'm back now.
Well, you're fresh at least, and good training. Now, you've never run for Kenya. You've never pulled on a Kenya vest, as I understand it. Is the Olympic Games next year a dream for you?
Yeah, it's my dream, so I will try my best.
But at 10,000, or maybe will you run a marathon?
10,000, yes.
Now, the Kenyan Federation and sometimes the Ethiopian Federation are renowned for not making very clear what the selection policy is. Sometimes it's hard to know what you have to do. Most nations have a very clear selection policy. So in the USA, in the American Championships, if you're in the first three, you're in the team. That's it. Very simple. And what do you know anything about the Kenyan Championships with selection?
I think it's just maybe the test. You just have to pass you have to do the 3 times test, and then the good training. If you qualify to be the top 3,
you just got to be consistent.
Yeah.
You've run a really fast half marathon. You've run 66 minutes for the half marathon, which is quick. Have you got any plans to make a marathon debut?
Yeah, I might try the 2026.
Oh, in 2026?
Yeah, that's my plan.
That's years away, yeah? Why do you want to wait till 26? Commonwealth Games or what?
Yeah, I want to try maybe come to represent past Kenya in senior, because I started with cross country 2019 in junior, so my preparation now is maybe to represent Kenya one senior, and then I will go now to the marathon.
So focus after Sunday's race, focus is on 10,000 meters.
Yeah.
For next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this will give you plenty of strength. 25k.
Yeah.
2.5 times the distance. Okay. Thank you very much indeed, Betty. Yalamzov. Yalamzov is special. Do you want to pass the mic to Yala? Oh, you got one. You got one. Okay. Not only because she's the world record holder, but she speaks very good English. The majority of the Ethiopian athletes don't speak a great deal of English, so it's delightful to have Yalamzov here. Thank you, Yalamzov. Now, you were 5th in the World Championships Marathon in Budapest. You've run quite a few marathons. You were the winner of the London Marathon last year, and then you came back and you were 5th in London this year. But you have run good times on the track as well. Are you now, in your head, are you now a road racer? Have you finished with the track?
First of all, I'm happy to be here, and so it is the first time to come to Kolkata. I never ran before 25k, so I will run on Sunday.
Are you thinking on Sunday you want to break the course record? Do you want a fast race? Or would you be happy with a tactical race, you know, slow and fast? Or do you want, bang, you want a fast race?
After world champion, I didn't recover early, but I announced to run New York Marathon, but I didn't take recovery. That's why I'm cancelled. It was extremely hot world champion. So I was disappointed to win world champion, but I can't because of the weather. So for Sunday, I'm ready to do my best. I will try to win.
So the same as Merceline, you raced in Budapest in the marathon and you found the conditions very difficult. It was incredible. It was about 33 degrees, I think, and very humid in Hungary at the World Championships back in August. So a lot of athletes struggled. Interesting to hear that. I was in Ethiopia about 4 weeks ago for the first time ever, and the weather was beautiful. The weather in Addis is fantastic. It's 23 degrees, 24 degrees. Nice and still, no wind, so you're very, very lucky. Tell me, has training been good though? You pulled out of New York Marathon. You didn't do New York to help you recover from the Worlds. Has training been good the last few weeks?
Yeah, my preparation was good, but before preparation I had a hamstring problem. So I tried to prepare this competition. So now I'm okay. Yeah.
It's okay now?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
And back in Ethiopia, can you get good treatment, good physiotherapy?
Yeah, I have a good physio and yeah, good treatment. Yeah.
Which hamstring is it, left or right?
The leg.
Left hamstring.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fingers crossed that Sunday it goes well.
Okay.
What are your plans for Paris Olympics? 10,000 or marathon? Because it seems that your sweet spot, you know, some athletes are good at 5K, 10K, some are good at half marathon. You're good at everything. But maybe your sweet spot is half marathon. Your best distance is half marathon, but you can't run a half marathon in the Olympic Games. It's either 10K and then the big jump to the marathon. So what do you want to run in Paris at the Olympics?
I think it's difficult to come back track. So if I got chance, I will try to participate Olympic
The marathon.
Paris marathon.
Marathon. It could still be hot. Paris gets pretty hot.
But it is my dream to participate Olympic. Yeah.
That's a great dream. That's a great dream to have. All right. Listen, thank you very, very much, Yalmazov. I think I'll leave it there from me. Any questions for three of our very best ladies for Sunday? Yes, there's a microphone being passed around. Have we got the mics for the questions? Yeah, here, this gentleman here, please. Thank you.
Yeah, Yalmazov, what target you have set for Paris Olympics? 2:15 or 2:14, you are setting any target this year for marathon?
I didn't know which race I will participate, but before marathon, I want to run some 10K or half marathon. So I have a plan to run under 70 because I want to run my personal under 50. But the future is I have a plan to run like this.
But if your personal best is 2:17,
Yes.
but of course now the world record is 2:11, which is seems by a safer in Berlin just a few weeks ago. What are you? Are you not going to do a spring marathon? Are you going to run a marathon before the Olympics, or do you think you've done enough?
Yeah, I have a plan, but I don't know.
You don't know which race yet,
Which is
so it could be London, Amsterdam,
Yeah.
Paris, all the spring marathons. Maybe Mumbai in January. Mumbai has a very nice marathon in January. Okay. Any further questions for our three ladies up there, who I know are going to give us great racing
Yeah,
on
I
Sunday?
have a question.
Okay.
Yeah. Yalmazov, to acclimatize with the weather conditions of Paris, would there be any planning for you to go there early or to get your training somewhere else whose climate is similar to Paris?
So, while the conditions for training in Addis are very good, in Paris it could be hot and humid. Will you go somewhere else to train in more heat? Do you think you could leave Addis and go to another place where it's more similar to Paris?
Yeah, this is I also try to the same Budapest. I tried, but it's difficult without to notice the training. Maybe I will go Netherlands. Netherlands. Yeah.
Netherlands.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe I will try to do the same weather.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So maybe go to the Netherlands, which is only
Good.
200 or 300 kilometers from Paris, and it would be
Good, yeah.
similar weather. I think one of the problems is that if athletes are training at home, they're very familiar with everything at home. They have their own home, their own they're so familiar with everything. Sometimes to go to a new training environment, it compromises. You get a benefit of the, let's say, the
Food
heat
habits
and
also.
humidity, but you lose other advantages. So sometimes it